Oh, that's nice. Now, can we get a second LD lightning? How cool would that be? Dark living armor, almost everything. Another lightning. Okay, who we getting? I got the dark four-handed dude. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the LD only walkthrough series. This is episode 26. It's the first episode after the big update. There's a lot to go through, but this episode will focus on our GB12 team, DB12, and we're going to do the Spiritual Dungeon level 10 on video. I was on vacation. I've saved up 16 light dark summons, so I'm hoping we pull a new LD toy, ideally something from Lightning. But we still have a few good LD3s that are missing, so hopefully we get some good stuff. We have a lot to do. Let's get right into it. So the big update happened. There's a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. We're going to try to keep ourselves limited in this video. The first one is, this is our new Giants Keep Abyss Hard team. You can see we've got Vero, Elsharion, Bella, Fran, and Crow. And let's just talk a little bit about why each one is there. Vero is there for the HP lead to make everyone survive the giant. The giant hits harder and hits more people now. And he's there to also reduce the attack bars, to reduce the how often the attack buff comes up on the giant. Elsharion is there for damage, and he's also there to try to strip the attack buff from the giant anytime he gets it. Ideally before he gets to attack. And so there you go, he stripped it, he gave it to the rest of the team, and so that keeps the giant from doing a ton of damage when he does his AoE attack now. I used to have Lauren in this team, but she does a triple hit and her strip is not reliable, and mostly because of her AI. She just doesn't like to use it when it needs to be used. So I took Lauren out, I put Bella in, so she's in there for an additional defense break. She's in there for a smart strip, so if the giant does get the attack buff, she'll take it off. And Elsharion is faster than Bella, because it's better if Elsharion steals the attack buff and gives it to everybody on the team, rather than Bella just removing it. So Bella is the backup strip. Crow is in there obviously just for damage. He's there for the dot, he's there for the defense break, he's there for the brand, and he's just there to kill the giant. And then Fran is just there for support. She's there with the attack buff, so everybody does more damage. And then her immunity helps keep the defense break off. So that's the team. And we're not going to show 10 runs of this. This has been a pretty reliable team. I've done about 50 some runs with no losses, although sometimes Crow and Elsharion do go down, and so they need to be I need to adjust their runes to make them a bit tankier, or maybe add another shield set on somebody. Fails have been pretty rare with this team. So now it's not fast. If we look at the record here, 2.5 minutes, almost 3 minutes. 2:16 is now my new best time, so it's over a 2-minute team. So it's not fast, but it's pretty reliable and safe. So this is what I would recommend to start with for an LD only account. And you can see that Crow and Elsharion are both getting low. And let's see, yeah, Bella comes in, and Bella's heal is also pretty smart. So having both Bella and Fran in there keeps them safe for the most part. Elsharion just stole the attack buff, and Fran is obviously in there for the attack power break on the boss. And between those two things, it keeps the team pretty safe. So I love the new animation, the new graphics. Comtuous art team always does a great job. So that's the GB12 Abyss Hard team. And now we're going to go in here into the Dragon's Lair. Abyss Hard. This team might look pretty familiar. It's the exact same team. Even though it's the exact same team, they're in there for a little bit different reasons. Hellsharion's on the team to steal the immunity off the dragon so that you can get a defense break up on it and get some dots on it to work it down. Vero is there for pretty much the same reason, to reduce the number of times the immunity goes up on the dragon by reducing the attack bar on the towers. And it's tuned the same way, so Hellsharion goes first to try to steal the immunity and give it to the team to reduce the number of dots that your team takes. And then Vero, Hellsharion, and Crow are all there to do damage to the boss. And Fran and Bella are there to keep the team alive. And you can see this is not the fastest team, and there's a little bit of a risk there with Fran on the mid-boss. I need to improve Fran's runes. They're not the best. And I'll show the runes for these 5 monsters here in just a minute. And so obviously this is a slower team because the only AoE damage you have is from Vero, and he does a decent amount, but it's not enough to, it's not anywhere close to being able to take out waves. So I will eventually do another video with speedier teams once I figure out safer, speedier teams. I don't like doing speed teams just to get a fast number, but it not being reliable. So I have a number of options that I'm going to be looking at, but this is a pretty much free-to-play team. You just have to get the ancient coins to get Hellsharion, and then you need to fuse Vero. And with the new changes in the update, it should be actually easier to fuse Vero. So Hellsharion didn't do his steal, but Bella got rid of the immunity. So now Hellsharion's also there for the defense break as well. And then the really nice thing, so in the Abyss Hard, the dragon now does double dots, which can be really deadly, but it's quite helpful to have Vero here because he'll cleanse off the first set of dots, which then there will still be dots left on the monsters, which will increase his attack bar, which means it's quicker for him to take another turn, and then he'll cleanse off, oftentimes he'll cleanse off the second dot before the dragon gets to move again, or one of the towers. So Vero is, for an LD only account, Vero is critical for dragons. You really need him here to counteract those dots. And I'm not sure having Hellsharion on Violent is the best yet or not, because one, it does allow him to move more often and steal that immunity, get more chances to do that. But at the same time, if he gets landed with 3 or 4 dots and he Vio procs, I've often seen him basically kill himself by Vio procking. So I'm not sure what the best setup is for him yet. I think it's very good for, see here we might actually wipe. I've not seen this happen before. So of course you're on video, right? So unless, yeah, Vero's gonna die to dots. Yeah, maybe not, but we don't have anyone to steal the immunity off, so I don't think we're gonna survive this. Unless Fran just does a really good job of healing Vero. Maybe we'll make it. Now, I've not run Dragons 12 Abyss Hard as much as I have Giants, and so this team obviously needs a little more survivability. Maybe we can pull this off. I don't know. No, we didn't. So we lost. So I had done about 20 runs of Abyss Hard on Dragons and had not had a fail. So I thought this team was pretty safe, but it looks like that was probably not true. So what happens when you're doing these new teams for these Abyss Hard levels is if you have any fails, then you need to actually kind of watch the runs and see what happens. And what happened there was that the dragon did a big attack. There were still dots on a couple of people, which causes more damage. It wiped out both Herion and Bella. There's two. First of all, I can just improve everybody's runes. Their runes are not perfect. Bella can be 2A'd, and I probably will start 2A'ing her because I just need her tankier for these harder levels. And she has Bella already has a shield set on, so if I 2A her, her base HP is going to go a lot higher, which will make her shield runes more effective. And then I also noticed that I have Vero on will runes, and yes, that helps him a little bit, but that's not really necessary for dungeons. So I will probably make this Vero more specific to PvE and give him a shield rune set. And those two things, those two improvements without changing any other runes, probably are enough to make it stable, because this team actually has a decent amount of healing. It's got Bella, Fran with direct heals, and then Herion heals by removing debuffs. So yes, they're getting dots, but he's also healing them up. So there we lost Herion. And now let's see if we can complete this one without Herion. We still have one strip, and there's a defense break. Now we have immunity up, which will protect us from additional damage. But here comes the boss has immunity again. Bella probably doesn't have her strip back yet. And Bella is on violent. Actually, before this update came out, I had Bella on swift, but I want her to take more turns to try to get her C's in. So there we go, and I gave her pretty good accuracy. You do need to have pretty decent accuracy to make sure that you're stripping that immunity off the dragon. I'm sure it's at least 55%. It might be higher than that. Don't know how the new dungeon works just yet. There's her C's. We got the immunity off. Now we need someone to put a defense break on. There we go. At least we have an attack power break, so this shouldn't do a ton of damage. No, that's fine. And now we need to... There's immunity again. Bella, there we go. Oh, she missed her C's, so that's not good. But as long as we don't get too many dots on here, we should be able to survive. Now, that's a pretty strong hit on Bella, 10k. So we already know what we need to do to improve this team, and honestly, I'm not quite sure if doing Abyss hard is really worth it, because it takes longer to, and we'll show you the runtime here in just a second. It's probably over 3 minutes. It's harder to strip. And so far I have not seen any increase in rune quality. It seems to be dropping roughly the same type of runes as B10 does. And so why do you want a run that's almost 3 to 4 times as long for the same rune quality? So Com2uS is going to have to fix that. And see, here we wiped again. So this isn't even stable, but I know how to make it stable. We just need to 2A Bella, put some shield runes on Vero, and we should be good to go. But when I was running this earlier, we were looking at about 3 to 3.5 minute runs, whereas I can do the old GB12 in less than 2 minutes. So, so the new B10 is the old B12, although it's reduced a little bit in difficulty. So, as of right now, I'm not sure Abyss Hard is worth it. unless you're really a high level player and you really want those new runes. Spiritual Realm dungeon. And so I've done up to B9, and B9 is pretty stable. But this is this is a brand new dungeon, and there's some things you need to think about. So one of the skills is Meteor Shower. All enemies get Oblivion and attack speed decrease on them with a 50% chance, which means it lands a decent amount. So that makes monsters with passives not very effective against the boss. And then if you hit the monster with a non-critical hit, then it stacks up the magic power, which makes it hit harder. Attacks random enemies according to the number of magic power stored in the ancient crystal orb, and increases their skill cooldown time by 1 turn. So every time the boss attacks, the more magic power stored up, the more enemies it hits, the more chance it has to decrease their cooldown. So that's not good for your team. And then here, this passive has actually made a light dark monster relevant again. The critical rate of all enemies is halved when the battle begins, but it increases by 5% per beneficial effect granted during the battle. So the more you boost up, the more your crit rate goes back up. And then it has a dispelling crystal, which removes all harmful effects granted on the boss, and then attacks all enemies 2 times and decreases their attack power for 2 turns. So there's a lot of debuffs that can be stored on you, and Vero is not very useful here because his passive can get Oblivioned. So unless you can keep immunity up a lot, Vero doesn't help here. So I had to choose a different team, and so this is the team. Fran is there to keep immunity up, to keep some of the debuffs off, and attack power buff. And this is a unit I've never used in the game. But for a light dark only account, he suddenly becomes very critical for this dungeon, and this dungeon only, because of his skill 3. So he attacks 3 times to grant continuous damage, and then increases the critical rate of all allies for 2 turns. His other 2 attacks really aren't that much, although the first one does ignore defense, so he can do a decent amount of damage, and can weaken the attack power, which keeps the boss from hitting you so hard. Don't really have any good attack artifacts. Own turn. Let's see, let's refine this one. Skill 1 accuracy, bomb damage. Basically, it went into all the skills I didn't want. Let's refine all of these and see what we get. So this is the new refine all thing, which I think is quite nice. So attack, HP when revived, damage taken from dark. Those really don't matter that much. Skill 3, he's not a recovery person. He's not a healer. Skill 3 crit damage is nice. Bomb damage, defense up. Skill 3 accuracy. That helps him land his dots. So that's probably the winner. Let's just use that one for now. So that makes him tankier. So now he should not be built on what I have him on. So he's on speed, HP, and that's just for him to survive, so he keeps putting his crit rate buff up for the rest of the team. He needs to be speed, crit damage, attack, but I don't have anything good, although I will show you I have gotten 1 intangible rune. I've gotten like maybe 4 drops. This is the only one that dropped that was actually good. So crit damage slot 4 with 17% crit rate, speed, defense, HP, so 3 grindable. It's a pretty nice rune, so we'll probably end up using that on him eventually, because right now he's at 34% crit rate, and that gets halved at the start of the battle, so his hits on the boss are increasing that counter more than likely. So we want to eventually get him on a crit damage build, but I want him to survive so that he's buffing everybody else. So Jamie is here for an additional attack power buff. but he's also there because he does a full AoE cleanse on the team. So the boss is going to be putting a lot of debuffs on your team. I wanted to have a second cleanse in addition to Fran's cleanse, and then you can do really nice damage if the enemy's HP is higher. It's a boss. It's almost always gonna be higher, and then also ignore defense, so he can do good damage. He's not anything great. Speed, crit damage, attack, and nothing is grinded, so he can be made to survive a lot better. You know, clearly his artifacts are nothing to write home about, so he needs to be improved. Crow is here. Crow's actually decently ruined. Attack, crit damage, attack. Almost plus 2,000 attack. 90% crit rate. 143% crit damage. He probably needs to go on rage at some point. And then Bella. So you actually have 3 monsters from the GB12 and DB12 team that are also on the Spiritual Realm team. Bella's there just to heal and boost attack bars. Damage, crit rate buff, a little bit of damage. Will be more damage once I get him on the correct rune set, and then survivability with Fran. So we're going to see how they do on B10. The wave should not be a problem, but they're not going to. This is not going to be a speed team because we have no AoE attacks. So we're going to be killing things one at a time. Clearly, they don't coordinate. You got to love the AI in this game. But one nice thing about having ignore defense monsters on this team, which makes Lucian great for this, is that the golems have pretty high defense, and also if they put up a defense buff, they can take a while to kill. So having ignore defense on there can help you get through the golems quicker. Their Crow took out about half the HP there, so the mid boss is gone, and now we're just randomly attacking people because that's how the AI works in this game. Let's go after the guy who just put the defense buff up. I don't understand, but whatever. We shouldn't have much problem surviving this because we've got a good amount of heal with 2 healers, and both on violent. Now it's just a matter of doing enough damage to kill off these defense-heavy golems. And I'll be doing a later video on a speed team for this dungeon, light and dark only. Right now I just wanted to have survivability. So there's the attack power break. There's the defense break. Now we just need Crow. Yeah, there we go. 1/3 of the HP gone. And that's the downside is the crystal will get rid of those debuffs. So now you got to put them on again. And you can see you take a decent amount of damage. You got a couple of units oblivioned. So units with passives are not going to do very well in this dungeon. You can see we really need a cleanse. I'm hoping Jamie has his cleanse. There we go. So now we're back up with full health. We're all cleansed. If we can just get a couple hits in on the boss, this will be over. There's another scar, but only 1 debuff on the boss, so that didn't do a ton of damage. Might lose Crow here. Yeah, we just lost Crow. I really want to figure out so Vero is not useful here because of his passive and the Oblivion chance. But I would like to figure out an LD only HP lead. So that's just under 3 minutes. That's pretty slow. And Crow dying wasn't good, but I think this team is good enough to be stable. But I won't be running this dungeon a lot right away. I'm not too concerned about what it drops. So anyway, that's a team you can use for the B10. And if you're at the point where you're low on energy or crystals, you can run a slow team just to get some things run. And also there's an event right now. Let's see, which one is it? Is it the Transcendent Scroll event? Let's take a look. There's a lot of new events out right now. Yeah, every entrance to the new Spiritual Realm dungeon gives you 4 stars. And I believe you can collect more than 4 stars. Yeah, I'm up to 378. So the more you run that dungeon, the more stars you get. And if you can speed it up, obviously you're going to get a lot more stars quicker. So I will be back with faster teams for that. But just wanted to give you a few tips for LD only accounts on how to potentially build for that. And let's show you the monsters. So here's Vero. He's plus 15k HP, which is a little low for trying to do Abyss hard. Decent attack, decent defense, plus 128 speed. His crit rate's a little low, crit damage is a little low, accuracy is a little low for the last level. Speed, crit damage, HP. Violent Will. I think I'm going to switch him to Violent Shield, and then we'll come back with hopefully a better team for that. Here's Crow Runes. He's on attack, crit damage, attack, and he's on Fatal. I would like to get him on Rage, and also he has very bad artifacts, so they're gray artifacts, so need to improve him. Here's Bella. Speed, HP, and missing a lot of grinds. And she also doesn't have the best artifacts either. So, although she's plus 20k HP, and they'll be even higher once I 2A her. So she'll be my next 2A right away. Has really nice accuracy at least. So let's see. And then let's find Fran, who has runes. She's plus 124 speed, plus 528 defense, which is pretty good for Fran. Her accuracy is pretty low, so we need to change that up. She's on speed, HP. I've been using this ancient shield set you get from Summoner's Way. It doesn't have any, it only has 9 accuracy on it, and it really hurts her. So I might find a different shield set for her to get her accuracy up, because that would help improve survivability if we can get that on the boss. So Bella, Fran, Crow, where's El Sharion? Here he is. Here's El Sharion. He's on Violent Blade, speed, crit damage, attack. I might put him on speed, crit damage, HP to help improve his survival. And he has, because his HP is pretty low, his attack's pretty good, but that's because he's SOT 6 attack. Defense isn't that high. Crit damage is fairly low. Accuracy is not bad. It would be better, although he might have an artifact. Yeah, skill 2 accuracy, which is the one that does the triple hit for defense, break, and steal a buff. I have 15% extra, so his accuracy is probably just fine. So anyway, that's the team for both Giants and Dragons. We saw it has a little bit of trouble with Dragons, but once I adjust their runes, should be fine. I'll come back and do another video once I've done that to show that that really is a safe, effective team. Wei Shin, I had just started building him. There was no reason to build him before this. He was a monster. It just wasn't relevant. But he's level 35 now. He'll get better at everything. And then I'll put him on a crit damage build. And then the Spiritual Realm dungeon should be pretty good, actually. But he's useful mon now, and as an LD only account, you know, it's kind of sad to watch most of the LD3s just sit in storage. So for him to have a purpose is pretty cool. So we're going to do summons. We have 99-year special scrolls, 5 legendaries, 2 legendary all attributes, 14 light and darks, which means we have a total of 16 light and dark chances. Very excited about that. Really hoping we get at least one lightning. Kind of feeling greedy and would like to get two, but I know that that's probably not very likely. A few elementals and 26 mystics, and we're basically looking at, can we get a nat 5 out of anything that's not an LD scroll. So let's see what we can get. It would be really cool to pull one of the light dark new monsters. That would be awesome. I don't think that's very likely. Oh, we got to do the dance. Always have to do the dance. All right, we're good to go now. We're going to do the fluff stuff first. Shouldn't take very long. Let's see if we can get a nat 5. Not out of the first 10. Where's the lightning? Here we go. Come on. Wind Robo. It'd be great if I got the Dark Robo. Not much going on here. So one lightning out of 26 mystics, that's not the best, but if we're saving lightning for the LDs, that's okay. Here comes the lightning. Triton. Is that a dupe? I don't think that's a dupe. It would be nice if that was a dupe, but we will check. Hey, but we got an nat 5. Can't complain about that. Every net. Wait a minute. Two wind nat 5s in 8 wind scrolls. Wait a minute, is it 3? No. Dang. I don't think either one of those are dupes, but every one we get that's not a dupe means that the next time we summon that one, it will be a dupe. So we're slowly building up our ability to get dupes. It's just not happening today, unfortunately. But 2 nat 5s in 8 wind scrolls. That's pretty awesome. And we'll check if they're dupes after we're done summoning. So up next is legendary, just the standard legendaries. We got 5 of those. Let's see if we can get that, or if we can get assassin skill ups. That would be great. We are short on assassin skill ups. Chloe, don't need those. There's nat 3s of those. Pirate Captain. Kung Fu Girl, that is just basically, well, so she can be fed for LD pieces. Bomber, none of those really matter. That's unfortunate. Okay, so now we're going to do the 9-year special scrolls. We have the lightning checked. We don't have many bombers, so we're going to pick the bomber. The Horus doesn't matter. Comes another lightning. I'm most likely to use Brownie Magicians if I get the light. If I get light or dark, I would use it. Assassin skill up. That is very important because we're building a ton of assassins. So perfect. I wanted an assassin skill up. I got one. It'd be nice if we can get another one. Another lightning. We're going to go with the Hypno Meow because I still have to skill up my Dark Hypno Meow fully if I'm ever going to use her. So that's another skill up that was needed. I don't have any of these, so it doesn't really matter. I guess we'll just fill out the Pokédex a little bit. Dark and Light Dulcim are both decent. I would build them if I got them. I can make a fusion there. This is from pieces. Liches you can't get anywhere else, so if I ever pull the Light Lich, that's a good skill up. Getting decent lightning, just not... I'm still skilling up Emily, so we need the Cannon Girl. So we're getting good skill ups. This has actually been a pretty good summon session for non-LD. Let's see if we can get a... So she's fusion. Pumpkins you can get from pieces. We'll go with Pirate Captain. I mean, lightning almost every 10. Brownie Magician is the most important. Gemini's awesome. The Dark One is eh. 30 left. Got a good amount of lightning. This has been a good summon session. But I really hope that doesn't happen. I'd really like to get one decent new LD toy out of 16. Runehammer Blacksmith, Light and Dark are both awesome. Now, Light and Dark Dice Magicians are both very good too, but you just don't know who you're going to get. Would have been really nice to get one more Nat 5 out of these 90 scrolls, but I don't think it's going to happen. 10 left. Can we get one more Nat 5? We cannot. Okay, so that's it. Let's go check on our... looks like those are both new. I don't think we have anything. So, no. So there's the Nat 5s we do have. Like I thought that neither one of those were new. We have the Fire Sea Emperor, but okay, so here we go. This is all about now can we get a new LD toy? One LD Lightning. That's all we're asking come to us. Maybe two. Let's see. And you know, if we get one of the new monsters. Oh, God. Yeah, I see you. I know you're here. We don't really want you. Can you please just stop making appearances? Oh my God. Light Minotauros, he's not good. Light Mystic Witch. Lightning. Okay, come on, something good. We just got... okay. Frigate's really good. He's not my top Nat 4s for LDs, but he's in the top 10 probably. He's a really nice unit. He's a really nice attack bar booster. He has a base 107 speed. He has attack power buff for guild content. So if you make him really fast and use him as the lead, you can make whoever's your nuker really strong. And then he does a defense break, and he does AoE stun. Really good unit. Really excited to get him. Oh, that's nice. Now can we get a second LD Lightning? How cool would that be? Dark Living Armor. Almost everything. Another Lightning. Okay, who we getting? I got the Dark Four-Handed Dude. Okay. Okay, we're going to have fun building him. Oh my goodness. I know what I'm doing the rest of today. I'm building that dude. That's awesome. And we still have 9 LDs left. That's awesome. I got Mara. She's amazing versus Perna and Odin teams. I've been wanting to get her since I started this account. Oh, this has been a good summon session. Dark Harg, I think he's new, and he's pretty good. So we'll have to see if I had him or another lightning. Martina, who is awesome. So she steals buffs. God, could this session get any better? It can, but I'm not expecting it to. 3 amazing LD toys plus Mara. So 3 lightnings. I don't think I had Light Golem yet either. Another Light Frankenstein. It doesn't really lightning, of course. It's all attribute. Who's that? Water Slayer. Is that a dupe? Another lightning. Let's see what we get here. Fire Cobalt Bomber. It doesn't matter. This was an amazing summon session. Let's lock our toys. Those can all go into storage. I don't think any of those are dupes. But we pull Frigate. We pull brand new Dark Asura. And then we pull Martina. 3 LD, 4 lightnings in 16 chances. That's amazing. I'm super happy. This is this is such a good summon session. That was so awesome. We're gonna have so much fun building these. We got a lot to do now, so we will see you in the next video, which I'm assuming will be about the Dark Asura. We're going to be testing him out. So anyway, thanks for watching. Really glad I'm back to getting videos up. Hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one.